Hi, fellow traders. I hope everybody had a great day today. I hope your struggles were minimal. I kind of had some self-inflicted struggles today, but ended up green, which is good. It makes the struggle worthwhile. But whenever you may see me struggle sometimes, and that's the whole point of me streaming my platform live, where I'm not just calling trades out. I'm not an alert service. I'm here to be a model, be a mentor, and show you what it is to be a trader. And as long as I'm sitting at my desk, you're gonna see me trade. I'm good, bad, or ugly. The other day it was an ugly morning. But we brought it back around. There was more struggle, but you're never gonna see me quit. I may have to walk away and take a minute. I may have to gather myself up, but I'm not gonna quit. I'm gonna come back more focused and ready to attack. So we're gonna look at my day here, and you'll see kind of the self-inflicted struggle I brought on myself. I guess it didn't really weigh down on me until the end of the day, because that's when I realized I kind of wasn't paying attention. You got to stay focused. And if you stop trading for the day, okay, that's fine. You can disconnect. But if you're still trading, you can't go out and start clowning and not really paying attention to what you're doing. And that's kind of what I did today. If you guys were in the room, you know exactly what I was clowning over. But, I guess it came back and bit me in the end. Taught me a lesson. But, we'll get into that here in a minute. First, let's look at ARNA. Now, this is a stock that caught our attention, here when it gapped up on some positive news. But to get the clear picture of this, we need to go all the way back to earnings, which was last week. And they supposedly announced better than normal earnings. It pushed up a little bit, and then look, it sold off over 10 points. All the way off. So what's a company gonna do? They reported better than average earnings right here. They reported a loss of 36 cents, narrower than what the consensus was of 65 cents. But the company posted earnings last year of $2.02. So, this, they tried to get a bump. They tried to make it sound good. But, it doesn't take long before, the public calls BS. And then this thing just kept selling off, because this stock really isn't worth what it's trading at. So what's the company going to do? How are they going to get their price up? They're going to post, especially a biotech stock, they're going to post a drug trial, win or whatever. Here they said that their drug, inflammatory bowel disease drug, hit each of its goals in the mid-stage trial. Okay, honestly, that's not a big deal. But according to them and everybody in the biotech industry, yeah, it's a big deal. So, you're looking at the numbers. To me, this isn't that great. It's really not that great. But they kept running this thing up, running this thing up. And for what? What do you think's coming next? They run this thing back up 10 points. Of course, they're going to announce a public offering because they need cash. They need money to continue running their bogus trial. Pretty much is what it boils down to. So look at the price. Now what's the difference? If they announced it down here, the stock would probably sell off. You know, now they've got some positive news to base this off of. And they anticipate using the net proceeds from the offering for the clinical and preclinical development of drug candidates. Okay, they ran out of money is basically what it is. And all of this has nothing to do with the drug that they said, you know, passed their mid-stage trials and made the stock spike like this. So looking through all of this, I'm like, you know, I'm coming into the day, I want to short this thing because, and kind of hold it all day because I don't believe this thing is going to stay up. And that was my thinking behind, you know, coming in and looking at, you know, taking ARNA short. So if you can see, I know this is kind of small, but you can see we started to sell off here. We got under the 100 day, the 200 day, which is this white line here. So I'm expecting it to, yeah, I got in, but I'm expecting it to reject the 200 here and then pull in and start selling off today. That was my expectation. So here we go. You know, we get in and, you know, we're under the 20, we're under the 9, we're under the VWAP and everything. And so I figure, okay, we'll get in and, you know, let's make a run down to maybe the 100 day in the pre-market, and then at the open we're gonna eventually lose lose the 100 day and run down and possibly all the way down here. Now I know the offering price is at 41.50. This is right where the 200 day, I mean the 90 day is, pretty much right in that same vicinity. So I get in and immediately we get a nice drop here. So I take some off here and then we get a big drop straight down to the 100 day. So I take it off. I mean, why not? You know, it's, well actually it went to the 100 day first. And then as we bounced, I took the rest of it off around 42. And then I went ahead and got short again, looking for another move down, got it. And, you know, then I went ahead and got short for the rest of the day. And I was expecting it to push up, reject up here, and then sell off and come back down. But we did try to run up a little bit. And this is why I have to work these like a swing trade. Is I've got to give it more room. And I've got to, you know, as long as it stays in the trend, you know, we're in good shape. We're in a downtrend here. So as long as we continue trending down, I'm going to, you know, stay in this. And I'm not watching this tick for tick. I got in, you know, set my stop based on a level the day before, that if it beats it, it's going to take the trend out. So I left I had that in place and then just let it go. And throughout the day, I was able to, hit a couple targets. Didn't quite get to where I wanted to be. We never did get the sell off. I didn't want to hold this overnight because, these guys are crazy. There's no telling what they'll do tomorrow to maybe spike the stock. But it kind of hung around the offering price, after the morning volatility. It bounced here pre-market, came back. It just kind of hung around it all day. So we'll see what it does tomorrow. It's going to have to show me something tomorrow if I'm going to continue to trade it. But we made some pretty good money off of it. 1911.84, before our commissions. So, not bad at all on it. It's not as clean as I like it, but it was profitable today. And that's all that counts. MU, this was an earnings play. I'm still in this. 500 shares. I am holding 500 short overnight. I'm expecting a gap down on this. I was looking for it to pull back again, back down toward 55. But it didn't. It kind of recovered. And then we had the conference call, which gave it a little bump. But I had no intentions of taking it off just yet. I was going to let it ride itself out. And, I had to get it here before my window closed at 7 o'clock. So, picked up only a couple $100 on this. What was it? Yeah, 174. But looking for the gap down tomorrow. I'm looking for this to gap down significantly. If not at the 20 on the daily, but below the 20. So I will be holding this overnight. And this is according to plan. This is my swing account. So these are the type trades that I take in this. The all-day holds where I can set it and forget it. I'm able to give it enough room to let it work. And then, when I trade earnings out the market, especially something that, I wait to earnings post and then I get in. I don't hold through earnings. I wait for it to come and do its thing, and then I can position myself. And that's what I'm doing here. Now, the stock that really did me in today was one that I just absolutely nailed this morning. I had two beautiful trades on this, and then I just screw it up in the afternoon. Just completely turn into an incompetent boob and forget everything that I learned. There's just no excuse for it. None whatsoever. I mean, I had a nice, I think I figured it about $1,500, maybe a little bit more after these first two trades. I mean, absolutely beautiful trade. Here was, I anticipated the opening range break down a little bit, but I figured we would test VWAP and roll over. I didn't want to add here. I was already in 500 shares, so I didn't want to add to this. And so I waited. We finally got to move down. Took profit along the way. This was my final target, this 98.57. We didn't quite get there, and then we bounced. But I think we got within 10 cents or so, which I really should have clicked it, but I didn't. I waited and just got stopped out on a profit stop here. But solid trade here. And I waited for it to slow down. You can see the candle started getting smaller. We started seeing weakness come back in. I got short here. under the 9. Once we start making lower lows, I got short. Took this off a little bit early, and this is one order. This was a partial fill, and then it finished filling over here on this candle. So I know it looks crazy, but we had some partial fills here. I guess today was a day of partial fills, because I had one on in my other account today too. Filled all but not 100 shares on when it hit one of my targets on ARNA. So if you just look at this was a beautiful day. I wish I could just show you this and walk away, but it wouldn't be right, because I systematically started losing my head, I guess. Now, I got in here, and this was a good entry. This was by design. I thought we were rejecting here. Once we made a lower low, I got in. It was a fake out, and I got out. That was good. That was perfect. But no, I can't leave well enough alone. I can't accept the fact that this didn't work and it stopped me out. So I'm going to get back in. And I get in, and I set my stop up here like a smart guy, smart little boy. Set my stop up here just above the 20. But I put in a sell stop. Don't ask me why. But I put in a sell stop. So instead of me getting stopped out, I added to my position. Now I'm in 1,000 shares short of ABBV right here. And I didn't even know it until I logged in. When I got back from picking my son up, I logged back in and was going to look at MU, and logged in, and I see that I'm still in the damn trade. And not only was I still in the trade, my stop didn't hit. I put in a sell stop versus a buy stop, and it doubled my position. So just don't get it. I really don't get it. But I wasn't, paying attention. I was clowning around and had pretty much shut it down for the day when this was going against me. I just logged off. Immature attitude, logged off, and didn't look at it until then. Now then, after the close, when I looked at it, it was pulling back in, and that's like, okay, what do I do here? It looks like we're pulling in. Maybe I can get the fade going into after the close. Some usually sell off a little bit after the close, but no, not this stock. This one didn't. It just kind of hung around. And so tomorrow, I'm going to be looking for this to, make a move down. Just got caught in this. And yeah, I probably should have just taken it off and taken the hit, which at that time would have been around $600. So I still would have been plus 600 for the day on this trade. But again, immaturity and not wanting to accept another loss, made me do something stupid. And so now I have to deal with it tomorrow. So we'll see, how this comes out. But today we did book 1035.34 today on this. Should have been considerably more, but kind of blew that up and we booked $2,000.37 on ARNA and a little bit of MU that I took. But I am looking for this to gap down tomorrow. So maybe if this gaps down and really, gives me what I'm looking for, I can probably stomach a loss on this a little bit better. I should have eaten it today. In hindsight, the rule is, you don't hold overnight in your day trading account no matter what. But kind of broke that rule. All because I was being stubborn and not wanting to lose. Alright, so wish I had a better excuse, but I don't. There's no excuse for it. And hope you guys learn that's something that you should not do. Once you're done, you got to make sure you're out of your positions. Double check that. And then you can turn your platform off and clown the rest of the day. Alright guys, that's going to do it for me. That wraps it up. Not happy with my day, with how I traded, obviously, into here. But $3,000 is not bad, considering the day that how I ended my day. So I'll take it. Any day I'll take it. And so hopefully tomorrow we'll have some more of these good opening range strategies. Rejection on the secondary move. This can grow. This can be an account grower. We find a couple of these a week. That's all she rolls. Alright guys, well, take it easy. Have a great night. And I will see you in the morning.